like a river raging.
Well, hello, NRA. I love you too. And welcome back to the Hoosier State.
This is Mike Pence at the NRA convention, where he is still, for some reason that defies logic, trying to curry support from the Hang Mike Pence party. Jury's still out on whether this plan is going to work, but I'll tell you what, not looking great. Not looking great. And by the way, it actually gets more pathetic for Pence, because here's Trump acknowledging Pence's welcome, and what he says is especially telling.
And if you take a look, this week's morning console poll, I led the field by 33 points, with Trump 56, DeSantis 23, Pence 5. I hope you gave Pence a good, warm approval. Because he is a nice man, if you want to really know the truth. He's a good man. And I heard it was very rough. It's a big news story. You've made news today. I don't know what you did, but you made news today with the introduction you gave. And Nikki Haley, that's a beauty. She's at 4, and Abbott's at 1. I don't think Abbott's going to run.
Now, let's be clear. If Donald Trump is saying nice things about you, it's not because he likes you, it's because he doesn't respect you. It's because he doesn't view you as a threat. Trump is willing to offer some tepid words of praise for Pence in the same way that most people talk about the New York Jets. Are you ever truly worried about them dethroning anyone? Not by a long shot. Take, for example, how Trump talks about Ron DeSantis. The guy is oozing with insecurity when it comes to the governor of Florida, which is why Trump feels compelled to attack him. He does the same with Joe Biden. He can't be nice to those people because he knows that those people pose a threat to him in his pursuit of power. But Pence is so non-threatening, so unimportant, that it's not even worth it for Trump to be mean. All he can do is show pity. If you don't think that's worse, then you're not paying attention. So that we're clear, this is what it looks like when Trump feels threatened by someone.
When a man comes to me, tears in his eyes, he's at almost nothing in the polls. And he's fighting somebody that's at 42, and he's got almost $30 million in the bank. He's at almost nothing, he's got no cash. And I say, I can't give you an endorsement, there's no way you can win. You're dead. But he fought a little bit, like 150. He was certainly no Jim Jordan, that I can tell you. He fought a little bit, just a little bit, on impeachment hoax number 1, impeachment hoax number 2, meaning on television, because I didn't know him very well. But I saw him, so he came and he really wanted. I said, you can't win, can you? How do you can win? Sir, if you endorse me, I'll win. Please. Please, sir, endorse me. And I said, all right, let's give it a shot, because honestly, the Secretary of Agriculture, Adam Putnam, good man, but I never met him. I didn't know him. So I don't feel guilty about it. You know, if you don't know somebody. I wish I knew him, actually. You want to know the truth, I wouldn't have done this. So what happened is, I said, let's give it a shot, Ron. And I endorsed him, and he became like a rocket ship. Within one day, the race was over. He got the nomination.
And yet still, despite all of this, this is the best that Ron DeSantis could hit back with.
What is your favourite nickname that Trump's given you so far? Is it Ron DeSanctimonious or Meatball Ron?
Well, I can't.
I think even he went off Meatball Ron.
I can't. I don't know how to spell DeSanctimonious. I don't really know what it means, but I kind of like. It's long. It's got a lot of vowels. I mean, so we go with that. That's fine. You know, you can call me whatever you want. I mean, just as long as you also call me a winner.
Wow, I don't know how anyone could recover from such a takedown like that. All of which is to say that as far as Mike Pence is concerned, he is a non-issue in the Republican Party right now, whether or not he decides to run for president, which makes it all the more embarrassing that he seems insistent on trying to curry favor with the same people who were cheering on the prospect of him being hung. I mean, my God, if you didn't think that there was a glaring lack of dignity in the Republican Party before, this should all but seal the deal. But this is actually indicative of a larger problem on the right, and that is that because Republicans were so desperate to curry favor with Trump, they've basically allowed him to take over the entire party. The Republican base is the MAGA base. There is no distinction anymore, meaning that if you want to get out of the Republican primary alive, you have to pander to Trump and you have to espouse unadulterated Trumpism. And if you speak ill of Trump or, oh, I don't know, blame him for an assassination attempt on your life, then your career in Republican politics is over. And so what you're left with is a guy like Mike Pence, the governor of a red state, the Republican vice president, who is so defeated, so small, that he has no choice but to continue pandering to the guy who, but for a few feet on January 6th, would have had him killed. Tell you what, for a party that beats its chest for being alphas, these people have spines made of pudding. But this is what they wanted. The GOP fell over itself to coddle Trump. The party literally eliminated its platform so it could just align itself with whatever words fell out of Trump's face as part of his rambling diatribes. They trained their audience to follow this guy. Only one small problem, now that they're realizing what an albatross around their necks Donald Trump is, it's too late. And so they're stuck with a guy who's led the party to the biggest House midterm loss in modern U.S. history in 2018, who himself became one of the few presidents to lose re-election, along with overseeing the loss of the Senate in 2020, who again led his party to a Senate loss and a dismal House performance in 2022, and who's now contending with a criminal indictment, which is the first of likely many. If Republicans didn't realize the absolute dogshit deal they've gotten themselves into before, they definitely do now. And yet still no one has the spine to step up. Still no one is attempting to speak one ill word of him because no one's willing to put their own job on the line. These people are all so self-important that they're just keeping quiet and hoping beyond hope that the next guy will speak out. But guess what? The next guy never does. And so instead, you've got an entire party of cowards privately worrying about the fact that they have the world's most toxic politician and criminal defendant leading their party to yet another election loss, all the while falling over themselves for that guy's endorsement. This political party really is where dignity goes to die. And let's be clear, if Republicans are too afraid to stand up to the guy who's led their own party to losses in 3 straight election cycles, are they really going to be able to lead against foreign enemies? Are they really going to be able to stand up to predatory businesses gouging Americans? All Republicans are doing is offering a preview of just how hard they're willing to fight for the people who they're supposed to represent. And so far, it doesn't exactly inspire much confidence. So look, if you're looking for some epiphany from any of these people, you're not going to find it. If an assassination attempt didn't knock some sense into Mike Pence, guess what? Nothing will. With the exception of a few Republicans that I can count on one hand, these people exist solely to consolidate power for themselves. If that means they have to grovel at the feet of the guy who tried to have them personally murdered, so be it. Because there is no morality at play here, no values or principles or hell, even common sense. So when you watch something like this, recognize that the answer isn't to try to deprogram or persuade or appeal to these Republican politicians, it is to beat them. So make sure that you vote, because the opposition is composed of people who don't even value their own lives as much as their political party's pursuit of power. Before you go, a quick announcement. I've started a Spanish YouTube channel. Democrats desperately need to be able to appeal to Spanish-speaking audiences, so this is me doing my part. To help that channel get going in the algorithm so that we can finally start spreading our progressive message and breaking the conservative stranglehold on Spanish-speaking media, please subscribe and watch a few videos. The link to that channel, called Brian Tyler Cohen Espanol, is right here on this screen. And of course, to see more of my content in English, make sure to subscribe to this channel as well. The link is also right here on this screen. Thanks so much for watching.